Okay, this is On This Day, O Beautiful Mother, and this is a good day for it. This is the Feast of the Assumption. Now, I didn't play this at Mass tonight because I don't have this worked up, but somebody emailed me and asked for a video for it to help with the chord shapes because I didn't write the chords down. So I can play through it well enough to put together a little tutorial video. So since this video is for a person named Kat, I have my cat Sunny here helping me here. So anyway, on this day. So starting on page 1, it's just an A chord. And E7. Slide the little finger down to the 2nd fret. And then a D sharp diminished. It's a diminished chord. We have the little finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, 2nd finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string. So I'm going to use that one a lot. And then just to go back on an A chord here, on that last beat in the 4th measure, but we're just playing the E bass, E on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and the open 1st string. And then same thing, little hammer on there, and then in measure 5, 6, measure 7, that's an E, and we're playing it in thirds. So the 2 strings here, the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string and the open 2nd string, and then 2nd fret on both the 2nd and 3rd strings, and then I have different fingering there. I use the 3rd and 4th fingers, but you don't have to use the 3rd and 4th fingers. You can just slide up on your 2nd finger, play the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, like that, and 3rd finger, play the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So back to an A chord. Now, I mentioned before in videos how I play my A chord with 2 fingers, and my 1st finger gets the 4th and 3rd strings, and my 2nd finger gets the 2nd string. But I've got fairly good sized fingertips, and it allows me to do that. Most of the books write you play the A chord with your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers like this. I have trouble getting my fat fingertips in there. So, and this is a guitar with an extra wide neck. So, I'm not sure what kind of fingering I did. I've gone to not writing any fingering in on A chords and just letting you figure out your own. Anyway, so we're to the 3rd line here, measure 9. Same thing as measure 1 and 2. And then the E7 chord, same as measure 3. And so the D sharp diminished in that last measure of the 3rd line. But now we go to the A7 and we play the upper 2 notes there. And now we're down to measure 13. A again. Now we're doing E. And so now we're going to hit the bass note and the 2nd and 3rd strings. And then we're going to drone or hit just the open 1st string, and then go up to the 2nd fret on both the 2nd and 3rd strings, and back to that E, the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string and the open 2nd string, and then to an A, hitting the lower 3 three notes of the A on the fifth, fourth, and third strings. Now we go up to a D chord. We're playing it up here. So we have our first finger on the fifth fret of the first string, third finger on the seventh fret of the second string, and second finger on the seventh fret of the third string. So just a little arpeggio there. And then we're going to slide down on the it's okay, Sandy. You can come up here. You can come right up here. You can be in the video. You were the star of Eagle's Wings. Okay, so here's the D, and I'm going to slide on my third finger here on the second string. So that's my sliding pivot finger. And I'm going into an E chord here, which is like a D chord slid up a fret, but it's over the D bass. So, starting again, measure 17, top of page 2. The E, then to a D, then an A7, or just A, and then D, lift off the open first string, and then you're to an A. Same thing, but now you're going to hit, instead of just single line in the melody is going to be in thirds. So you're going to hit two strings here with your second and third fingers. And so now you got to play the full D chord or E chord here. So let's start again. Measure 21. Into a D, then the A, and then an E7, so that measure 21, 22, 23, that E7 would count like this. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, start again. 1, 2, and 3, and then A. That last. And then measure 25. Here's where we got some interesting chords, but they're real easy. So you start on the A, measure 25, third line. And then you go up to this chord. This chord is played just like a D chord, only I'm playing it on, instead of the first, second, third strings, I'm playing it on the second, third, and fourth strings, a D chord, and I'm up on the fourth fret here. My first and second fingers are playing the fourth fret. It's a diminished chord, so. And then slide that up to the seventh fret, and then hit the open A bass, and then hit the fourth and third strings. So, and then the open fifth and first strings. So those two measures, measure 25 and 26. So A. It'll take some practice, but the left hand works pretty easy. It's just getting used to playing out of your normal chord positions. Now we're going to an A chord, but we're barring to the second, third, first, second, third, fourth strings. Got A, then so those are all just on this figure here where you're barring this, and then that diminished, just like in measure 4. No, oh, but then the last one is different. Last beat, because this, you want this note to lead you down into the B. It's that's about the hardest part in the piece, the hardest shift anyway. And it's not hard. What do we got? And then, so measure 29 is the E to B7, barring on the 2nd fret, and keep the bar, B7. You could, if you want there, that last beat of measure 30, it sounds cleaner, because it actually is an E chord, so it's better to lift off. You could play more than those 2 notes if you want. Play more of the E chord. And then another B, but with this this figure here. So you're playing the B7 kind of barring on the 2nd fret. Got your, and so you're playing your bass on the open 5th string. Okay. And got your 3rd finger there on the 4th fret of the not the open 5th string, you're barred, you're playing it on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. You get your little finger up here on the A on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So those are your first 2 notes. And then little finger plays the 4th fret of the 4th string. No, not your little finger, I'm sorry. That's your 3rd finger. And then the next 2 are just the barred, 1st fret. And then you got a hammer on with your little finger. Now, when I did this in 2009, I arranged this 12 years ago. I didn't have arthritis in my little finger at that time. It's getting real hard for me to make that move. But I can still do it if I work hard at it. And then E7. And then you go back to the whole piece, to the first page. Where it says fine, now I didn't write the ending, but you could I would do an A chord. I would go up to the high A. So the last 2 measures, that measure 15, and then you could play it here, or you could play it up here. Vibrato up here, but you can get pretty good vibrato there too. So anyway, that should help you get this piece to come together. If I'd have made this video 3 weeks ago, you'd have been able to play it at Mass tomorrow. Okay, anyway, God bless. Look for more arrangements on liturgicalguitarist.com, and I pray God gives you peace.